Hey friends, this is Carlton Lewis, aka Mellow Melanin, aka Mega Businessman, coming to you live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia. And in this video, we're going to talk about tips for driving Uber during the summer. Stay tuned. Hey friends, what's happening? This is Carlton Lewis, back coming to you again from ridesharedrivingtips.com. I appreciate you guys following me on these videos where we talk about earning more and driving less. And this video is going to be no different. Today we're going to talk about 5 tips for driving Uber during the summer. And if you watch to the end, I'm going to give you some bonus tips. Some of this is common sense, some of it is not. And I just really want you guys to think about it with an open mind and really think like a business person, not just an Uber driver, but think like my friend Kelvin says at The Simple Driver, like an Uber business, because you are operating an Uber business. All right. So I know there are going to be plenty of people that say, well, you're not an independent contractor and you're not really an employee and this and this and that, but don't focus on that. That's actually one of my bonus tips. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. I have my tablet up and ready for you guys. So, and it is extremely hot here in Atlanta. So you guys may see me knocking sweat off. I'm just getting in the car. You see, I got a panoramic sunroof. So this thing is like, it's hot. Okay. It's hot. And the only reason I have this shade open is so I can get better lighting. All right. Because if I close it, I won't have the good lighting. So let's hop into these tips, right? 5 tips for driving Uber in the summer. And this is Memorial Day weekend, right? Today is the day before Memorial Day weekend, 2019, if you happen to see this video at any other time. But these strategies apply. They're real strategies, all right? So the first thing you need to do is learn the economic concept of supply and demand. This whole rideshare industry is based on supply and demand. All right, I'm gonna say that again. It's not based on a whole bunch of luck, you know. There's some luck that happens too from being in the right place at the right time, but you've got to think about supply and demand, and you want to go to where the demand is high and the supply is low. Okay, so you want to go to where the demand for your service, the value that you offer, right? The value that you offer is giving someone a ride, a clean ride, giving them a ride. Hopefully your car is clean. Hopefully your car is clean. All right, but you want to give them a ride. You know, you want to exchange your car value for their money value. Okay, and these apps are just a way for the money to come through to you. Okay, so that's the medium. All right, that's the medium. Don't get so caught up on how much Uber's taking. That's important. Trust me, that's really important, how much Uber and Lyft are taking. And there are some warriors out here right now who are definitely fighting these companies about how much they're taking and being more transparent with their percentages and how much they're charging the riders. All right. So here we go to the next one. So you definitely need to learn the economic concept of supply and demand. You want to go where there is a lot of demand for what you have to offer and low amounts of supply. All right. You want to do that. That's what makes the surge. Okay. That's what makes the surge. So we're not going to talk a whole bunch about surge, but that is what makes the surge. There's a low supply of drivers, but there is a high demand for our service. Okay, so number two tip, the second tip. All right, school is out. All right, so the money that you were making in like March and April and the beginning of May, it's pretty much a done deal here in Atlanta. All right, here in Metro Atlanta, school is done. And when I say school, I'm talking about not only grade school, I'm talking about colleges. College students and grade school students and teachers make up a big part of that demand. Okay, but here's the flip side of that. Some of the teachers and some of the students who meet the requirements to drive for Uber and Lyft and other rideshare companies, guess what? They're out here driving. So they increase the supply of drivers. Meanwhile, the demand for the drivers is going low. All right, rideshare warriors. This is what happened. I don't know. The phone got so hot. The car says it's 93 degrees outside, right? So I had to remove the phone from a little stand there because it's so hot. So I know I was talking to you guys, so I'm definitely, you saw the edit flip back here, so I'm just being transparent with you guys. So now I'm holding the phone instead of the phone being in my hand, but that's okay. That's not gonna stop me because you need this information. So we were talking about teachers and students who are able to drive for rideshare out here on the road driving. All right, so that increases the supply of the drivers out here in the marketplace, and it also reduces the demand for the drivers in the marketplace. Okay, so you got to look at the economics. That ties back into tip number one: know the concept, the economic concept of supply and demand. All right, so let's move on to the next one, number 3. Still got my tablet. I'm ready for you guys, man. I'm ready for you guys. So proactively learn what's happening in your city. All right, don't wait for, for Lyft to send you something in the email, or Uber to send you something in the email, about what's happening in the city. You need to find out for yourself what's going on. Check Google, check StubHub if it operates in your city. Check Gridwise. Check these different apps. I think there's an app called Radar as well. Check these apps, and just use Google. You know what I mean? Check these things to find out what is happening in your city. Don't wait for anybody to tell you where things are happening. That's gonna piggyback into another point, one of the tips too, about your network. Okay, you definitely want to make sure you have a network. So let's see. Now, events, those are the big slack adjusters, right? So the type of events I'm talking about, if you guys aren't aware, and Atlanta's a city now full of conventions and things like that. So I don't know how it is in your city, but take this information and flip it, make it work for your city. All right. So like here in Atlanta, there are a bunch of festivals that happen in the spring and summer, and then even in the fall. But we're talking about like now, like how you want to do right now. Like I mentioned to you guys before in the first part of the video before it got cut off, that this is Memorial Day weekend. All right, it's Memorial Day weekend. So every year we have what's called the Jazz Festival, right? We have the Atlanta Jazz Festival. People come out on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and they bring out blankets. They have food. It's live music, pretty much all day. And it's a big festival, right? It's huge. So there are always rides to and from that festival. You got to keep things like that in mind. We also have a big convention going on right now. This weekend is called the MomoCon. So it's a convention. So there are also other festivals and conventions that are going to be going on during the spring and summer. So you want to make sure that you are aware of these activities. Let me see what else I have on my list. All right. So we got here in Atlanta, we had FurCon a couple of weeks ago. We got DragonCon coming up, Comic-Con coming up. It doesn't even include a lot of the business conferences that come through here. The sporting events, we have it's baseball season now. So we have the Atlanta Braves, we have the Atlanta United, which is our soccer team. The PGA Golf Tour usually comes through here. Tiger Woods won that last year. And also, what else we got going on? Tennis. So there's a tennis tournaments that come through here. So you really need to be in tune with what's going on. You gotta plug into what's happening in your city, man. And proactively, don't wait for somebody to invite you to find out what's happening. And if you guys check out thesimpledriver.com, he has a video on how you can make $600 driving for Uber, and he talks about how to use the Waze app with planned drives. I'm gonna put that video in the description, and I'm also gonna put the video that he did 10 ways Uber drivers are failing. That's really a good one too. And I think you guys need to really grasp a lot of the stuff that he's talking about, because he helps you start thinking like a Uber business owner, okay? Instead of just a driver. You got to have a macro way of thinking instead of a micro way of thinking. All right. So I talked about Google, StubHub, Gridwise. And speaking of Gridwise, all right, and I'm gonna give you one of the apps that I use. I like Gridwise. I originally put Gridwise on my phone as a requirement for this company called Mobile Ads. I wrapped my car for the Super Bowl, and they were the people that facilitated that process. And yes, I got paid because I'm a business owner. I think like a business, so I got paid. But one of their requirements was that we downloaded Gridwise and then we logged our miles. So Gridwise automatically does that. But one of the other features that Gridwise does that I use every day that I drive is it tells you how many passengers are landing at the airport or taking off from the airport. Okay, so that information is important because here in Atlanta, we have the busiest airport in the world. The intel for that, knowing just when to go down to the airport instead of just sitting there all day, is priceless. Airport rides are a great source of rides. You know, airport trips are great. Most of them, if they're not just going down the street and around the corner. All right. Now you have some rides. I've taken some rides in different states. I've taken rides an hour and a half away with surge on them. You know, just a couple of weeks ago, I took a ride an hour and a half away. You know, actually, it was an hour and 45 minutes. Like I said, it's hot. It's hot here in Atlanta, man. It's hot. It's hot. Summertime, baby. Springtime. So we're going to move on to number 4, but something like Gridwise can definitely help you. Like I said, it has events in there, you know, when it lets you know when events are letting out, so you can position yourself to be there to catch a ride when the event is over. All right, so we're going to move on to number 4. Remember, I told you I got some other bonus tips, so please keep watching. All right, so number 4, use every available resource that makes sense. Use every available resource that makes sense for you to make money. So don't just drive for one platform or the other if you have the ability to do both. So like, I talked to a gentleman a couple of weeks ago, right? And he was just doing Lyft. And here in Atlanta, and he had the ability to do Uber, but he wasn't using his Uber app. And he was driving Lyft from our airport. Now, what I know, and from my personal experience, that at our airport, we're going to receive 3 times, count them, 1, 2, 3, 3 times more Uber rides than we are Lyft rides. So if you're only doing Lyft only from our airport, you're in the losing position. I'm sorry. That's just the truth. You know, it's about, once again, supply and demand. If you understand that, there is more demand for Uber at our Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport than there is for Lyft. It may be different where you live at. That's why you need to understand point number 1. And then also, too, you need to know the pulse of your city. You need to know how your city is working, man. You got to get in tune with your city. So don't be too proud to do, you know, if it starts to get slow, and you, like I said, if you know the rhythm of your city, you'll know when the slow times are. When it starts to get slow, if you're able to do things like Amazon, drive for Amazon Flex, or DoorDash, or Uber Eats, Postmates, Instacart, Grubhub, whatever, do these things, okay? Do them. Don't let your pride get in the way, okay? Your pride will keep you broke, all right? Once again, don't fall into a whole lot of negativity that you may see from other drivers who are out here who are saying that it's slow, and I'm going to talk about that. That's going to be one of the other tips, so stay tuned. I'm going to put you guys onto that. So it doesn't even matter, like, okay, so I know how to do freelance copywriting, right? That's one of the other things that I do. So don't be afraid to do some other type of money, get some other type of money other than driving. Think like an entrepreneur. Think like a business person. Think multiple streams of income, okay? You should always be thinking MSI. That makes sense, okay? And I say that because sometimes you may go do something and it only pays you like 4 or $5, but you spent 2 hours to do it. That makes no sense. All right. And if that makes sense to you, that's okay. That what's worked for you. If that's what works for you, then by all means do it. But don't rule out other forms of income outside of driving. Okay. Be smart. Be smart. That's all you got to do is be smart. All right. So let's go to number 5. And I'm going to run through these and go ahead and knock these out. So my 5th tip for driving in the summer is to network with other drivers. Network with other drivers. You know, having a network of other drivers has increased my income from what I was earning at my regular job about 100%. Actually, it really has, you know. And I can prove that to you guys. I was only making like $440 and now I'm making over $1,000 every week. If you don't believe me, see the video I did that says how much I earned in 1 month of driving for Uber. Okay. And that was just on the Uber platform. That doesn't count Lyft. So you definitely want to make sure you have a good network of people to help you figure this out. Now, there are Facebook groups out there that can help you out. Sometimes, like our Facebook group in Atlanta, it's really interesting. Sometimes people will help you out. Other times they will heckle the shit out of you. Okay. They really will. And, but you got to look past that and you got to get what you got to get. You got to get the information that you set out to get because people have the information. Look at YouTube videos, find out from other people. Look, whatever you can do to get the information that's going to help you out. Okay. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You know, like our Atlanta airport, we have a queue area. It's called the rideshare assembly area, right? So this is most of the drivers assemble there. You know, I'm not going to say all of them, but go meet some drivers. Ask some questions. Hey, what's working for you? And drivers who don't have a scarcity mindset, they will help you. All right. The ones who have a scarcity mindset, those are the ones you kind of that don't want to tell you how to get money. Because see, money is in abundance. The people who have a scarcity mindset, they don't understand that. You know, there's no shortage of money. You know, like I said in my previous video, the money that you want is sitting in the pockets of other people. And it's our job to figure out how to happily and gladly get them to give that money to us. All right. Learned that from my mentor. Can't take credit for it at all. All right. So you want to make sure you're networking with other drivers. Number 6, and we're getting into the bonus because originally I was going to give you 5 tips. I got 3 more. So remember why you started driving in the first place. Why did you get into the rideshare game? Was it to make an extra few dollars? Was it to, you know, supplement your income because your full-time job wasn't paying? Did you lose a job? Were you trying to buy something? Were you trying to put money aside for a trip? You need to know why. You need to remember why you're out here driving. Keep that in mind every single day. And I talked to you guys about that video yesterday, Uber driving tips. You know, before you even start your car, you need to know why you're starting your car. You need to drive with a purpose. All right. And always keep in mind that your purpose needs to be in alignment with your exit strategy. All right. It's not my goal to drive rideshare forever. It's not my goal to drive rideshare forever. And it should not be your goal to drive rideshare forever. Put a date on it. Okay. Put a date on it. All right. And work towards that date. Put a goal on it. Know where you want to go. And that will help you out, especially when it starts to seem like it's drying up out here. Okay. Make sure you do those things. That's number 6. Number 7, promote your referral code. You've got referral codes, okay? If you're an Uber driver or Lyft driver or Grubhubber or DoorDasher or Postmates, you have referral codes. Use them, okay? Even like with the Square app or the Cash app, you have referral codes. Miles IQ, you know, to track your miles. You have a referral code. Use the referral codes. It's a source of income. Okay, it's not predictable, but it is a source of income. Use it, promote it. So like my links for people that want to sign up to drive for Uber or Lyft, they're inside of the description. Cargo. All right, phone got too hot again, so I had to start over. So I'm editing this in. We last talked about cargo, and yes, they all give you referral links. These companies give you referral links and you can generate extra money with the referral links. Okay. Don't be afraid to use your referral links. you should be looking for affiliate links and things of that nature if you understand that you're operating like a business, multiple streams of income. All right. And the last thing, I'm going to say this before, this is tip number 8, right? Tip number 8 of the bonus tips. And I'm going to say this to you guys, and that is stay away from negativity. There's so much negativity out here. There's other negative drivers. There's negative people. Stay away from the negative people because they attract negativity. You know, people that are negative attract negativity. And the more you hang around these people, you start picking up on their negative energy and their negative vibrations. Okay. This is fact. This is true. I don't care what anybody else says about it. All right. This is scientific. Okay. Scientific. Birds of a feather flock together. So if you're a generally positive person, then you need to look for generally positive people, other positive people. All right. Don't hang out with a whole bunch of people that are complaining, blaming, trying to make other people feel guilty, the know-it-alls. Don't hang around those people. You need to protect your mind in this game. That's a summer driving tip, right? Don't hang around. When people start, man, is this slow? Are you doing any business? What are you doing? What's happening? What's happening out here? I'm not getting any rides. You need to stay away from those people. Seriously. Seriously. If someone can't tell you how to grow, then you need to be away from those people. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You know, and I say that, you know, not to be mean, but that's just the way it is. Birds of a feather flock together. What you focus on grows. And like I said in the video before, and I learned this from Ayala Van Zant, wherever the mind goes, the behind follows. So please stay positive out here. So I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I definitely appreciate you guys who take the time, who comment, even the trolls, because you know what? That's engagement. So thanks for trolling on the video. So I appreciate you guys. And once again, this has been Carlton Lewis, aka Mellow Melanin, aka Mega Businessman, coming to you live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia with ridesharedrivingtips.com. I'll see you guys on the next video before this thing cuts off on me because it's too hot, lady. Peace out.